So, I'm here today to present a new update I did in the project Docker Help AI. If you didn't watch the first video, I put in the description the link explain about the video, and but let me give a short explanation about Docker Help. The Docker Help has the main idea help you to find the answers about some documentation about some product online, and I use AI for that. So I consume the data from database, I consume data from a website, and generate a base of data about all a lot of information about that product, and I use AI to take this information and answer. So I can say, for example, here I have a service named far crawl. So let me list the features from far crawl. So the idea is the automation will take that question and use AI to consult my database and understand if I have this info will return an answer for me, for example, like that. But the new feature I'm doing is a feature to capture uh, questions don't have an answer. For example, list the feature, the medicines avail, available on John and Mary drug, drugstore, store, drug, pharmacy, pharmacy. So in this case here, didn't what's happened? Don't have an answer for this question. Bec- so I don't have an answer because in my database I don't have nothing about Joint Mary Pharmacy or drugstore, if you prefer. So let me explain what I did here. What I do here is I take the question, in this case this question here. I use this post request here. This post request here is a request for OpenAI embedding model. And why I'm using that? Because the N18 is a tool to automation here. Don't have a don't have available for me the option to pass the text for the mod pass the text for embed model. So I send a request for OpenAI, use my credentials, and I pass the text. In this case, the text I highlighted here. So this will return for me a vector. What is a vector? Is a format where the AIs, the ChatGPT model can understand. Is a list of numbers where the LLM, in this case the ChatGPT, understand under the hood. So here I have a code block. Let me click here. Where the code block only do what? Extract the list of embeddings. The vector, like I said, the embed is a vector, is a list of numbers. And here I check that. I use the Postgres node in an NA10 because the Supabase don't provide me this feature. So I connect in a Supabase database, use the Postgres node. Here is the query. Where the query do what? The query return the documents is a table where I save the knowledge, the data about some product, like I said in the beginning, the video. And what I do here, take the information from this table and compare and do this condition here to check if the distance between the embed is a list is a column where I'm storing the vectors represent the data where I represent the data I consumed and stored in a database and compare with the embedding from this query I did here. This query I this question I sent here. So this guy here generate a value and here I say if the value is 0.5 important point is if the comparison here generate a value close to zero means the question I asked and the value I have in a database is close, is similar. If it is if the value returned from this condition here is like a 1.0 or more, you probably have a problem here because the what you asking here is not similar with nothing in a database. This is what this query do. In this case, my idea here is check if has a some information some information about the topic I asked here. If return one means has some information in a database. So here I have a condition where I check. Okay, if the query return item means I have information I have a info to answer about the question the user asked here. So I keep the flow I explained in the first video. Now I'm focused on the new feature. Okay, if you're interested to know about this part here, I'm clicking here. You need to watch the first video. I will put the link on the description. So if I didn't find a hash in a database means don't have any information about this product or something the user asking. So what I do, so I check here and I go to the false flow and here I save the question in a table named mission without questions. For example, here let me update and check if I have an info here. Okay, if you notice, is the question I asked, and not and the time the question I asked, the ID, and the time um, I save in a database. The created at is a date and time the moment I insert the data in the database. And after that here is only to simplify my stuff. I return the full value here, like you saw here. Okay. My idea here is what? I save this information because sometimes you don't provide all the information required, or sometimes the user can ask something in a different way. So probably in some case you don't have the info about that, or you don't prepare um, you don't create a database. You don't put the info the way the user asking you in a database. So you can do what? You can take this, use this list here to analyze and okay, makes sense. The person is asking about the new product, so I need to update my database. For that, I can use what? I can use the other flows here. I explained it in the first video too, okay? So you need to check. Um, because if I try to explain again, I will lose a lot of time here. So I did the same flow for Telegram. It's the same flow. Only different is that part here where I extract the data. Uh, I received from the webhook triggered by Telegram. So the point here is the last part is this part here. I activated. So if I click here, I have a production URL. What is the production URL? This workflow here will you receive a request, get the message without question, without answer, and here will return for me a list of a HTML list with all the questions don't have an answer. So if I do this like that, the URL I copied, the production URL I copied, you can also have a list here, the same value you can see here in a database. So that way I can simplify, you don't need to access the database. You can check here, okay, you can understand, okay, I need to put information about John Mary Pharmacy, or the user asked about something I didn't provide info. So you can populate your database or provide a link and use the firewall to extract the data and populate the database for you. So after that, the user can ask the question again, another user or the same user, and you can answer the right answer, not this answer here. So, and after you populate the about the new info based on the message without answer, you can delete this. Don't make sense to keep this info in the message without answer. You can delete. So I click on delete. We will, we will start another workflow, and the workflow. When I click the button, button to delete. I'm trigger this workflow here, where we'll take the register and we'll delete the register. Like here is a super base operation to delete the register. Let me rename here to remove by ID. So if I back here, you can also, if I refresh the page, I don't have the list more because I deleted. So if I refresh the page here too, you can also, I don't have any register more. So that's it. The feature, the idea is store answers without question, because that way you can understand what your what your user ask about your product and try to populate the database with that info. So that's it. Thank you for your time. See you soon.